18. Napa field standing update across the top of the screen for you. And the Napa truck continues to pace the way here in Flemington.
See Joe Ruttman all over Rick Corelli's truck trying to get by. He was able to get by Mike Bliss in the ultra wheel truck prior to the last caution flag, but now he's all over Rick Corelli.
Ruttman and Corelli. That's 4th and 5th. It's just 2 truck lanes from 1st to 2nd. We'll keep an eye on that while you watch this good battle right here.
Joe's got on the inside of Rick Corelli. He should be able to make the pass.
Got him. So Joe Ruttman now moves up into 4th. Corelli is in 5th in the Remax Chevy.
It's hard to tell who may be as strong as Ron Hornaday, because people like Joe Ruttman, who started way back in 14th position, he's never been with a chance to run in clear racetrack. Right now he's all the way up to 4th. He's only got 43 laps to go, so he needs to make a move pretty quick.
Hornaday has led the last 135 laps, so exactly as you say, once he gets himself clear, he's gone. That's 2nd place on your screen there. Sprague, Wallace, Ruttman, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th.
Sprague was able to get by Mike Wallace earlier on, about 20 or 30 laps to go, but now it looks like Mike Wallace may have a better truck than Jack Sprague. Jack may have abused his tires trying to catch Ron Hornaday, and he needs to back off, let his tires cool a little bit, try to keep Mike Wallace behind him, and then mount another charge here as we go to keep Mike Wallace behind him. Wiggle from Mike Wallace there. I don't know if there was any contact from Joe Ruttman. Joe Ruttman has moved to the inside of Mike Wallace. May have been a little nudge from Joe saying, hey, I'm here. I've run you down. Let me go and see if I can do something with these guys.
And you know, Matt, I think one of the best stories beside all of this is that should Sprague somehow get by Hornaday for the win, I understand there's going to be a lot of haircut going on in the pit area today.
Eli, Jack Sprague has competed in 35 short track events, but he's never won. He's finished 2nd 5 times. Earlier this season, he and his crew chief Dennis Conner made a bet. If we win, Conner and the crew shave their heads. Right in Dennis Conner's briefcase, he's got the razor, he's got the Edge gel. He says if they win today, they're going to shave their head. A bunch of Kojaks down here. No wonder Jack Sprague is really giving it a heck of a run out there.
It'll be interesting to see how that will stick around for the shaving ceremony. Should it happen to that man, Dennis Conner. We're coming right back to Flemington in a moment. Still Ron Hornaday. Good battle now, though, for Bliss, the #2 truck in 6th, and Rich Bickle, who goes by him there, was in 7th. So they swapped those spots around, and Rich Bickle, ailing ribs and all, now climbing even closer to the top 5. While we have a chance, let's take a look at this week's AutoZone Tech Fact. Here's Mike Bliss's crew chief, Barry Dodson, with some interesting information about wheels.
This is Ultra's first year in racing with their own race wheel. After watching a few events in Winston Cup and the Craftsman Truck Series, we came up with a better idea. Let me show you what it is. Most of the valve stems on the other wheels are mounted out here. Not the Ultra, we mounted it inside the window so it can't get knocked off. I've seen this happen in races in the Truck Series and in the Cup Series, like I say. If you knock this baby off in this wheel, you're going to need more than a new tire.
And we thank Barry Dodson for today's Tech Fact. That is the battle for 2nd spot with just 25 laps to go. Just 25 laps to go. Sprague and Ruttman. Hendrick Motorsports against Jack Roush Racing. Kenny Schrader's truck right behind, waiting and watching to see what happens with Mike Wallace at the wheel. Good battle for 2nd. Give it to Joe Ruttman.
These guys have made contact in races past, but I tell you, Jack Sprague is smart. He's got the point lead. He said, hey, 2nd and 3rd, there's not a whole lot of difference there. It doesn't look like I can catch Ron Hornaday. So why not let Ruttman go by? He's obviously faster than me right now. Let me just take my 3rd and go on home.
I don't think the space shuttle can catch Ron Hornaday today. There's Wallace, followed by Corelli and Bickle. Corelli is in 5th in truck #6, and here goes Bickle. Got him. Inside move.
I'll tell you, Rich looks really good right now. He dispatched a Mike Bliss a few laps ago. Was a pretty good ways back.
Oh, Kenny Irwin with problems
save it and keep on going, so there'll be no caution flag.
There's Kenny Irwin right there. No yellow. You see that bad tire rub?
That was, he actually got against the inside wall over here in turn 1, right in front of our position.
Okay, be ready to change the left front tire. Got a bad rub.
Hear the communication for the Ray Bestis team. They say there have been like 80 applicants for that ride for next year, with Kenny moving on to
I don't think the tire is flat yet, so they probably will not let you change it. Just pull the fender away from it.
Here he comes for service at lap 180. Unscheduled stop.
He was up in the top 10, so this is really going to hurt Kenny Irwin. He was 9th actually before that little problem there.
Matt Yoakum is there watching.
25 miles per hour. Kenny Irwin brings the 98 truck to a stop. They're going to look at the left front. They're going to try to pull the fender out because NASCAR will not allow you to change a tire unless it is flat. So they are pulling the bodywork away to see if they can get the bodywork away so the tire does not rub and smoke. As you can see, the guys going to work. They're pulling out that left front fender. They've got what they call a Roush bar, a Roush roller, which they will roll around the wheel to kind of crease the wheel while opening out. Going to do a little bit of duct tape work, but still Kenny Irwin losing a lot of time here on pit road.
Meanwhile, caution is on the speedway now. That's Mark Gibson. Mark Gibson looks as though the hood just comes a-flying off. And caution is on the speedway at lap number 184, just 16 laps from the finish.
He's got some other damage. You can see the right front of the truck was pushed over, so he's got into something. He's got some water squirting out of the radiator.
That old Faithful there.
Yeah. So it's probably the end of his day, unfortunately.
Mark Gibson with problems. Let's take a look at what happened and bring you back up to speed. Watch the 65 truck.
Just got a little bit loose. Oh, it ran into.
Oh, in front, got both Sprague and Bickle.
Sprague and Bickle. That's incredible. We'll have to see how much damage that those two guys have.
Sprague was 3rd, Bickle was 4th, and we'll have to take a good look now. There's Gibson. Well, Sprague, you see, look at the back there, the right rear.
I think he's going to be okay. I'm not even sure that tire will rub. But Rich Bickle now hit Mark Gibson with the front of his truck, but not a great deal of damage there either. So I think probably both of those guys are going to be okay. The only thing I would worry about is whether Jack Sprague's right rear tire will rub on the sheet metal.
Let's take a look again, Phil, and see if we can determine and get another look at Bickle's truck. Watch it again.
Looked like Mark he was a little bit wide. Looked like he may just jumped on the throttle, got the thing sideways. He caught Jack Sprague in the right side, and then Rich Bickle was right not able to avoid him, right on top of him, and just pushed him around. But he didn't hit him real hard. It was a little bit of a glancing blow, so hopefully he won't have any damage, because Rich Bickle was certainly on the move.
There you see a little sheet metal there on the Michael Dockin truck.
Looks like that's actually part of the decal. That may have pulled up there. That's what it looks like.
That's green. It looks like it's part of Sprague's
truck. Is. Huh.
You see that when it comes flipping back, you can just see a little green on it. Let's go to Matt Yoakum on pit road.
Dennis Conner is Sprague's crew chief. Dennis, if you had a chance to eyeball it, is there going to be any major damage to Jack's truck?
Spotter's outside the racetrack on the back stretch, and he says that the right side's tore up, but nothing that really means anything. It didn't hit any tires or anything like that, so as long as nothing rubs when we get started back, everything ought to be kind of okay.
Aero-wise, is it going to upset the handling of the truck?
Oh, anything you do to these trucks upsets it, so yeah, but we'll have to do the best we can.
Bad break for these guys. They're hoping that first short track win would come today.
Field getting the 1 to go signal. Chance for us to remind you about Hardcore 4x4. That is the TNN Motorsports new real-life action, if you ask me, for the Sony PlayStations and the Sega Saturn system. It's kind of like being a racer right there in your own home. Hardcore 4x4. Check it out. TNN Motorsports, Sony PlayStation, the Sega Saturn system. It's in stores now. Get TNN information on the website if you'd like as well. At country.com to get all the information about Hardcore 4x4. 14 laps to go, Phil.
We have to see what happens now. Joe Ruttman's in second. He was able to come on up from his relatively poor starting position of 14th, and I still don't think anyone has anything for Ron Hornaday. He's so good on the restarts. He gets enough of a cushion on the restart that that it's hard for anybody to mount a charge. Rich Bickle appeared to be maybe the fastest truck prior to the caution flag, but he, you know, we don't know how much damage he may have from that little incident.
Look, whatever damage was made, what contact was made, was right on the nose of the Bickle truck. Now let's see what happens here. Restart. It'll be 13 laps to go when they go green.
Clear all around. Green flag.
Again, clear all around, then the green flag.
And see, and you've got Joe Ruttman side by side with a lap truck of our pole sitter Terry Cook. So, you know, by the time Ruttman clears Terry Cook, he's 6 car lengths behind behind Ron Hornaday.
Sprague gets around as well, cleanly in third now around Cook. Bickle gets by cleanly in fourth around the lap truck. You've got Corelli right behind him. Then Jay Sauter next in line. That's 7th. Bliss is 8th. You've got 9th spot going to Butch Miller. And 10th now is Dave Resendiz. Looks like someone took a can opener to the right side of the Quaker State truck.
Rich Bickle trying to mount a charge on the inside of Jack Sprague. You know, this certainly has some serious point ramifications. Sure. There's only a 10-point spread right now between Jack Sprague and Rich Bickle. If Rich can get in front of Jack Sprague, if he finishes 1 position in front of him, he will gain 5 points and only be 5 points behind.
Good scramble for third and fourth. The leader is Hornaday. Second is Ruttman. Those 2 trucks are third and fourth.
Good race right here between Rich Bickle and Jack Sprague. These 2 trucks. You know, while we're watching this battle, Joe Ruttman has actually run down Ron Hornaday.
Right, they are basically nose to tail at Ruttman now, really closing in on Hornaday while we watch this great battle as well for third and fourth spot. Matt Yoakum.
Eli, Rich Bickle's eyeing a lot of points he can pick up today, and if he does, he'll owe a lot to Don Andrews from the Winston Cup Wives Auxiliary Human Resource Truck, which is basically a sports medicine truck. Don Andrews flew down on a plane to help Bickle out this morning. He put on a little electric shock stimulator and also wrapped him up around his ribs. He did not use any kind of protection as far as rib padding. So if he picks up a lot of points today, he'll owe to those guys. Those guys also helped Terry Labonte when he broke his wrist, and also they helped out Jeff Burton when he injured himself earlier this year.
That's the story on the medical front. On the racetrack, there you see it, first and second. Third spot is Bickle. You see him just pivoting into your picture. It'll be 5 laps to go next time by to the start-finish line.
I would say that Ron Hornaday is going to make that Napa truck pretty wide here for these last 5 laps, 5 or 6 laps.
Let's see if Ruttman has saved anything.
We saw Ron Hornaday pass for the lead on the outside. Can Joe Ruttman do it?
Now remember, should something happen to these 2 trucks, you've got Bickle in third with a comfortable margin now on 4th place Sprague.
It's a shame we're going to run out of time because Rich Bickle may have the fastest truck on the racetrack.
Let's see what happens. 4 laps to go now.
See Ron Hornaday running a real tight line right now. He's not going to give up the inside of the racetrack. If Joe Ruttman's going to pass him, he's going to have to do it on the outside. But in the meantime, we've got Rich Bickle only about 3 car lengths behind, 3 truck lengths behind.
Saw a little smoke coming out of the Rich Bickle truck there as the crew looks to try and coax their driver to victory lane. Remaining.
It's pretty incredible after nobody really being able to run with Ron Hornaday. There's a good battle for, I believe, fifth position right there. That's 5th and 6th.
Right.
Rick Corelli getting by Mike Wallace and trying to bring Jay Sauter with him.
Ron Hornaday up front with 2nd and 3rd right behind him, and Bickle may grab 2nd from Ruttman.
White flag. Turn 3.
There's Lindy looking on.
Got trouble. Got a truck in the wall. Turn 3.
Dave Resendiz spins in turn 3.
No caution flag.
Hornaday, and Hornaday will become the all-time winner in NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series history. His 17th career win. He gets the victory. 2nd will go to Rutman. Bickle is third. Sprague is fourth. Corelli is fifth. What a job for Fred Graves and the bunch there, Matt.
7 wins for 1997. Fred Graves, 6 wins since joining the team. A great run for these guys.
Well, Ryan, it was Ryan again today, just like last week. He's an awesome driver, and I just can't say enough about him.
Boy, Fred, talk about that. You guys really dominated today, just like Ron did back in 1995.
Well, Goodyear gave us a good tire today, but I think it was the limiting factor in the way the trucks could turn, and it made a real even race out of it. It looked like we dominated, but the other guys were just saving it for the end.
Fred Graves, great crew chief, helping Ron Hornaday score win number 17 of his career as the all-time NASCAR Craftsman Truck win leader.
And the folks at Plasticoat, the official spray paint of NASCAR, proud to sponsor the Winning Finish Award. And the award again this week going to Fred Graves. He receives $1,000 as the winning crew chief in the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series event. A season-ending award of $10,000 will go to the crew chief with the best average finish. All of that from Plasticoat. Victory Lane next. Well, he's got the cell phone. I wonder if that's Dale Earnhardt on the other end of the line in Watkins Glen, New York. Come on out of the truck, Ron Hornaday. Matt Yoakum.
Ron Hornaday's 17th career win. A call from Teresa and Dale Earnhardt. Ron, you made that look easy today.
It's never easy, but this Napa Brake Chevrolet has been awesome, and I tell you what, these guys are just unbelievable. I just thought they were going to come up there, but Fred kept this truck going all day. But I got to thank Action Collectibles. They're #1 in diecast. Burger King come aboard. I'm going to sit here and thank a lot of people because they deserve a lot of thanks. The Goodyear came out with a great tire. I'll tell you what, old Fred Graves. Come here, Fred. I tell you what, he does learn a lot of this thing. I tell you what.
Never mind this old stuff.
We sat there and did that third gear, and all of a sudden Joe caught me. I put that thing to fourth and did spin them tires. This Napa Chevrolet has been awesome for 4 or 5 weeks. I don't know what to say. Teresa, Dale, thank you. All the Busch guys. I hope everybody does good tomorrow at the Watkins Glen, and hope my son runs good tonight. But man, I don't know. What a dream. I mean, what a roller coaster, up and down, and all support of this Napa team. I just can't believe it. All the guys back at the shop, it works hard on the bodies, and everybody, even the farm guys, they come over and help me out when I'm gone on the road so much. It takes a whole team, and I'm only the pilot of this rocket ship. I got to thank Teresa, Dale again, and say hi to my mom and dad, everybody back at home, and hell, I love Flemington.
Hey, more importantly, this rocket ship gained a lot of points in that championship hunt today.
I'll tell you what, I said I ain't going to think about points this year. You know, we are on a roller coaster so far, we're going down, but we got to start thinking about it pretty soon. It's going to come down to the last race, and we're going to be there. But we're just going to keep doing what we've been doing. We got a couple more races we got to run hard at. We'll start thinking about points later. You know, breaking Mike Skinner's record. He's one tough hombre when it comes to these truck racing, and he set a good goal. And this Napa team's got it. And the Chevrolet's like a rock. I'll tell you what. Track's coming up a little places, and kitty litter, everything. I don't know what to say. Craftsman, NASCAR, everybody. How long can we go?
He beat Mike Skinner's record. Now he hopes to become the first guy to be a repeat champion in the Truck Series.
Wouldn't put it past them the way they're running, Matt. That's for darn sure. Congratulations to Ron Hornaday. And there's a guy who really deserves credit today. Started 22nd, comes home 3rd, beaten and bruised after the injuries of Indianapolis. Our Mopar high performer of the event is Rich Bickle. That event, an award sponsored by Mopar, Chrysler Corporation Parts, and the Chrysler Plymouth Dodge Jeep and Eagle dealers who sell and install them. Our congratulations to Rich Bickle. A super run today. Don't go away. More coming up on TNN in a moment. Joe Rutman today. You don't know what would have happened with a few more laps. Started 14th. Beaten and bruised just a tad there, Matt, but that truck came home in 2nd.
Sure did, Eli. Joe, it seems like you keep finishing 2nd to that Hornaday guy.
I don't know. I should have got in there again because I got in and then I won, but hats off. He was pretty shrewd late in the race. He slowed the pace down and enticed the outside to me, but he was waiting for the 17 to catch up, and I got to give him credit. That's a pretty good move. Not that I didn't think he could do it, but it's pretty shrewd. He slowed down just enough to let Bickle catch up, so that he knew if I was going to give him a go on the outside, but he knew I probably wouldn't because I could have lost 2nd. So it's just kind of interesting how he backed off, you know. This whole Ford will have to get him. I don't know how we're going to derail him, but we're going to get him.
2 wins this season. This is your 4th second place. This team's really coming together.
Well, it's like kissing your sister. You know, second is like last. You're here to win, but I got hats off to the boys with the LCI Ford. They really saved me at halftime. They made Randy made some changes, and I don't know what he did, but it made us good. And I made Hornaday worry anyway. You know, when he saw that I was going to pick him up, it was interesting what he did. So I got that book open, and I've got all those tricks marked down, so he can't pull them off the next time.
If you had about another 5 laps, you think you might have been able to catch him?
No, what he was doing is he slowed down enough that he let Bickle catch up, so that he knew that I'd think twice before I went to the outside. And then if Bickle had gone to the outside, then he would have picked up the pace. He deliberately slowed us down and stayed on the bottom. It just a shrewd move, really. Hats off to you, Ron. You did it.
These guys are having a great season, Eli.
Sure are, and of course with the victory today for Hornaday, Chevrolet continues to lead Ford and Dodge in the manufacturers battle. It was 125 points to 100 to 79 for Dodge coming in, so that's going to spread just a little bit more. Don't forget, folks, you can get all the wrap-up information from our race today and enjoy the Bud at the Glen tomorrow as it unfolds on your computer. www.nascar.com. That's NASCAR Online, your 24-hour NASCAR Garage Pass. Check it out tomorrow. Get all the information from the Glen as it unfolds with Todd Bodine on the Busch Pole. More from Flemington. We're back in just a moment. On in towards the infield to see what these trucks are like up close, and let's take a look at the finishing order there, Phil.
Okay, great run by Hornaday. Ruttman charged to finish second. What a yeoman effort by Rich Bickle to come all the way from where he started with broken ribs and finish third. Great job. Jack Sprague was able to keep the point lead, obviously, by finishing fourth right behind Rich Bickle. Rick Corelli, a good run. Jay Sauter, also a good run. Mike Wallace gave Kenny Schrader's truck a good run.
Yeah, top 7 before the day was done. Dave Rezendes there in 17th spot. Our Busch pole sitter Terry Cook with an ailing truck in 18th position. And on down the line, Kenny Irwin with his problems. Remember, he comes home in 25th. And then those who retired from 26th position on back. What does it all do as far as the points are concerned in the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series? Well, it's going to tighten things up even more. Look at that. 5 points.
That's incredible. Really, the top 4 all the way down to Ron Hornaday, who was 84 points out of the lead. I mean, that's just, as we talked earlier, trouble in one race.
So that's how the points stack up heading to Nashville next weekend. Of course, we'll be there with you on Saturday night as part of that big motorsports doubleheader right here on TNN Motorsports. We do want to remind you that This Week in Country Music is coming up next here on the Nashville Network. Hope you can stick around and enjoy that. Ron Hornaday. Yeah, he earned that in his last 8 races. He has 6 wins and 7 top 10 finishes. Quite a performance for that young man. Hope you enjoyed our day today here in Flemington. For Phil Parsons and Matt Yoakum, I'm Eli Gold. Thanks for joining us. So long, everybody.